Hello, guys. Welcome back to Average Joe Rants. Um, so, some exciting news today. Um, let's just get right into it. Sanai Takachi has been elected Japan's prime minister, as the first female prime minister, in fact. And if you don't know who Takachi is, she is an ultra conservative with traditional points of view, such as gender, uh, Japanese tradition, various Japanese traditions. Um, and just, it is so good to hear this, in my opinion. Not only is it historic in that she is the first female prime minister, but she's also got the right set of values for Japan. Japan has always held their traditions very, very tightly. And there's been a lot of people who have been, sorry about that. There's been a lot of people um, within the last 7 years in Japan that have basically stomped all over that. Um, they've allowed just obnoxious as fuck tourists into their country. Shamefully, quite a few of them have been American, which it's just a shame that that's our representation is some dickhead with a camera over in that country. Like, God. But yeah, anyway, she's rumored to crack down on, Islamic values and, just a lot of the shit that's been going on in her country. Because I think she truly does see what's going on in other countries, what happens when their government ignores their people and what they truly want. And so I do think this is good. I will be a cynic. She could be the worst thing for Japan ever, but I don't really get that feeling. She's very. A lot of people describe her as the Japanese Trump, which of course the internet does what it does best. Started putting her in like blonde wigs. So, you know, but I do have hope a lot more now because a lot of the stuff in the video game industry we've been hearing is like Square Enix wants to still pander to the modern audience despite that audience getting smaller and smaller by the day, you know. We have a lot of games coming out now in America that have been trying to pander to the modern audience. Most recent example is Battlefield 6. A lot of people bought that game, saw that there was a lot of females in it, despite the game being set during World War II, where most of the females would have been at home, with very few being in the war. Believe it or not, I do actually have, my family actually does have military representation in the form of my great grandfather who fought during World War One, my grandfather who fought during World War Two, and my father who fought during the Gulf War, the first Gulf War. So, he's like, for context, he's like 60. He's like 60 years old at this point. My father is. So, yeah, it's yeah, it's basically just God, it's yeah, there's just not a lot of females in the wars in that time, you know. So the fact that we have Battlefield 6 apparently having mostly female characters and shit, it's also like there's that one thing with I think it was like Battlefield 1, which was like ONE, where they had a black guy fighting for the Nazis. Fucking oops. But yeah, it So it's like I don't I think she's like Sanai Takashi. She Takaichi. I keep saying Takaishi because I'm thinking Kakashi for some. Fuck. I'm all fucked up with it. God damn. Anime's fucked me up, man. Takachi. There you go. Okay. Sanai Takachi. Anyway, I think she actually does see the shit going on in the world, and she does want to change it for her own country and make sure that you know this shit doesn't spread in her country, which is nice to see. At least there's one place in the world where this ideology, this woke ass ideology, won't really have a foothold. Supposedly, like I said, I am cynical, so it could very well be. As soon as she gets in, it's like, all right, guys, we're going to change the Japanese flag to pride colors. Be like, oh, shit. So, yeah, fingers crossed that doesn't happen, but anything can. And also, I just want to address something that came up during the whole. God, I can't even believe this. How the fuck did this go? God. Okay. So, Hassan, I talked about Hassan before shocking his dog. He's basically torturing his dog. Well, apparently he had another dog before Kaya named Fish. He actually threatened on stream to kill the dog if it didn't stay in one place. Threatened his dog on stream. He was going to kill her. Not only that, but the dog was seen in the video as having a cut on its throat. Like a collar or something had been tied way too fucking tightly around the dog's neck. I mean, God, this dude's a piece of shit. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that Twitch did not fucking ban this dude off their platform. He's been seen abusing animals, consulting with terrorists, fucking just inciting violence. And for some fucking reason, Twitch has not gone and said, yeah, this dude needs to fucking go. And not only that, but many of their top streamers have physically threatened to kill other people. One of their streamers has actually said on the record that anybody who is white needs to be killed. He's a black dude. I forget his name. Destiny, I think, recently released something basically detailing all the threats against him. Basically pointing out Twitch's fucking hypocrisy. But this dude has literally gone on and said that if you kill all the white people, socialism can spread. This guy literally wants communism in a democracy, and he wants it to be done by killing everybody who is a certain skin color. If that is not the most Nazi shit I have ever heard in my fucking life, then it's like, what the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck is going on with this fucking website? You literally have one of your top streamers saying to kill all white people. To kill them, genocide them. And that's not a ban? That's literally an incitement to violence. That is a crime. I guarantee you, if I might do it myself, by the way, after this video, if I can actually figure out the fucking email address. But someone needs to fucking take all these clips of Hassan and these other top streamers doing this shit and saying this shit and send it to Congress. and then play these clips in Congress and ask the Twitch's CEO what the fuck is going on with your fucking streaming platform. Why have you allowed these people to still be on it when you know for a fact that they are inciting violence, encouraging genocide, and encouraging consorting with terrorists, and encouraging animal abuse? This isn't just mismanagement, it's complete ignorance. And the worst part is, it's ignorance on purpose. They know this shit is happening. There's no way they don't know. But they allow it to happen because the moderation team for Twitch agrees with all this shit. There's no way they don't. Because otherwise, these people would be banned from fucking minute one after saying this shit. Like, I used to actually make fun of Kick. I legitimately think that's probably the most honest platform now. Because at the very least, you know that most of the people on that platform are pieces of shit. Kick doesn't really have any rules. There's literally people on Kick committing crimes. But people know that. Like, they don't hide it. There's, like, people who literally have their fucking girls with their fucking assholes out playing video games and with the big cameras on the asshole. Everybody knows Kick's full of fucking degenerate assholes. But the thing is, Twitch is supposed to have rules and regulations and shit. They're not supposed to host people who are advocating for genocide of an entire race. Which, by the way, the dude's whole argument that every white person is a slave owner, buddy, if you don't think your fucking ancestors fucked a white person at one point, you're smoking crack. I have Native American blood in me, like at least one part. I don't look anywhere like I fucking do. I have fucking Mohawk blood. I don't look anything like I do. I'm like the palest person I fucking know. Here's the thing. It's like, that's the thing though. It's like, the reason I'm so fucking pale and still have Native American blood is because most of my fucking, like my fucking grandmothers and grandfathers, one of them at every relationship was a white person. Or a variant of a white person, like an Eastern European, or fucking, like, Irish, or whatever. Like, so this dude's saying, like, oh, you have to kill all our slave owners to let socialism spread. Motherfucker, if you think your fucking bloodline hasn't had a white person in it at one point, you're fucking, again, you're smoking crack. Like, it was not uncommon for white slave owners to have sex with their slaves. Like, that's just a thing that's common knowledge. I guarantee you have at least some white blood in you. So yeah, your little argument that all white people would have to be genocide because they have slave owner blood, yeah, you'd probably have to kill yourself too. And that's the thing. It's like, these people don't do their fucking research before they say this shit. There are literally several websites where you can look up your DNA. There was actually a thing, I think it was like React or something like that, where they had a bunch of these black people take DNA tests. 5 of the fucking 6 people had some variant of white blood in them. One of the girls, blacker than fucking anything, like blacker than fucking coal, literally had like Eastern European white blood. And the way her bloodline basically just panned out to make her was that every other relationship beyond that had a black guy or a black woman. Like, That's just how skin color is. Is like it depends on who you fuck. Or sorry, it depends on who your parents fuck. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm getting off. I got a little off track there. Basically my point is that these people should do their fucking research before they actually say this kind of shit. And even if they do their research, they shouldn't say this kind of shit because it's abhorrent and horrible. Advocating for the genocide of any race is awful. And quite frankly, I forget his fucking name. He needs to be in fucking jail. He legitimately needs to be in fucking jail for saying that shit. But it's like, am I even really surprised? Look at how fucking their Twitch's CEO acts. One of his top female streamers gets attacked at a fucking convention. Most of his top streamers don't even show up because the security is so shit. She gets attacked on her own meet and greet. And then when she has the fucking balls to tell everybody what the fucking problem is, he blames her for what happened. It's crazy as fuck. And then this fucking news broke that he's been basically consorting with young girls the entire fucking time. Like, that's the reason the fucking whole thing is, like, awful, essentially. Is, like, by the way, dude's name is Dan Clancy, by the way. His name's Dan Clancy. He's basically been fucking young 18-year-old girls and not really running his fucking company, which is why this moderation team that got hired probably is the way it is, most likely the reason the way it is how it is. It's because the person you put in charge of hiring these people was probably a fucking extremist and hired other extremists to be the moderation team. Because ain't no fucking way you have people like who I just described advocating for genocide and not getting banned immediately. Yeah, so yeah, Dan Clancy just apparently is just this lazy piece of shit who's this huge pervert. And he's just... so yeah, now he's getting exposed, and now it's like people, I think, are actually starting to get off the platform now and go to, like, Kick or some other streaming service. Because they're sick of this shit. Like, they really are. Like, Asmongold still does it on Twitch and fucking Kick, but he earns more on Kick than he does on fucking Twitch. In Twitch, for 1 month, he earned about $20,000. On Kick, he earned about $40,000. It's like... And it's because every fucking time he has a different opinion than, white genocide, like, he gets his fucking ad revenue cut. Or his revenue fucking cut from Twitch. But again, because Kick doesn't have rules like that, he doesn't get his shit cut off at fucking Kick. So yeah, Dan Clancy has basically fucking mismanaged his company so bad that it now has people cosplaying as fur babies. I'm not that, like, cubs, like underage anthro characters wearing a diaper with a pacifier in its mouth as one of the top streamers. The other top streamer, being a fucking black guy advocating for the genocide of all white people. The third person threatening everybody who he doesn't fucking agree with. And the fourth top streamer that commits animal abuse live on stream. Those are your top streamers on Twitch. Again, mismanagement isn't even strong enough of a word. Incompetence, horrific incompetence. Unprofessional, incompetent, mismanaged, intolerant. It's literally all of these words and possibly more that I would actually have to look up in a dictionary to emphasize just how bad this has gotten. I legitimately believe Twitch as a streaming service needs to come to an end. Because quite frankly, the shit we are seeing now is... all we're seeing on Twitch now is literally just a bunch of criminals in the making. We have the fucking furbait, the fucking underage furry cub character who's obviously a pedophile. We have who's probably in future going to be arrested for pedophilia. We have the black guy advocating for white genocide, probably going to become a murderer. We have the dude threatening everybody to beat the fuck out of anybody who disagrees with him. He's probably going to get taken in on assault charges. And fourth dude, Hassan, is going to probably be taken in for animal abuse at some point. Like that's all. That's your top streamers on Twitch. A bunch of criminals in the making. That's it. That's literally it. And the only reason why they think they can get away with this is because they're so ingrained into the fucking internet that the real world does not even compute for these motherfuckers. Dan Clancy is a classic megalomaniac rich dude who has no fucking idea how the world works nowadays. He has no idea how the company works nowadays. He has no idea why he's being called into Congress, probably. Or why, like, 3 of his streamers are being sued by another one. You know, Ethan Klein and, like, Denims, Casey Tron, you know, all like, those people. It's like, this shit is so bad. It's so fucking terrible that again, it needs to be shut down. I don't think there's any way for Twitch to actually be like it should. Like, I don't think there's any way for it to be back to how good it was before. Because the way it was before is you had people who were respectful, who were honestly good people, like fucking like Proton John and Chugga Conroy and, you know, fucking, you know, you had like Asmongold back in the day playing World of Warcraft, and he's still around now, but now he's more of a political like person. You know, it's like, it's crazy to me how bad this really is. I don't think there's any coming back from it, and that's why the company needs to shut its doors and maybe make a new streaming service. So I keep saying streaming service, streaming platform, I should be saying, because service makes it seem like, you know, you stream shit from it, which is true, but it's not the same as like Hulu Plus. So sorry about that. You make a new streaming platform and actually get a moderation team that is actually going to moderate these people correctly. These people have literally banned Tectone, another white-ring conservative streamer, for calling somebody fat before. Their own comms, their own Discord has been leaked, basically calling Asmongold a fucking Nazi and a racist, and basically making up plans to ban him off the platform, trying to goad him into doing something they can ban him off the platform for. It is fucking insane. The shit needs to either stop cold turkey, and every one of the people I just mentioned, besides Tectone, Asmongold, needs to be banned off the platform permanently. Because here's what's going to start happening is you're going to have this, Twitch is going to become this platform where only like leftists do their shit on. Meanwhile, Kick is going to get all these famous people to the point where it's going to become bigger than Twitch. I'm calling it right now. fucking ridiculous. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm probably going to do one every 3 days or 3 or 4 days because I don't want to do one every 2 days, mainly because stuff is starting to calm down just a little bit. Oh, I actually have one more thing to talk about. Hold on. Don't pause it. Stop the video yet. The appeals court has actually ruled with Trump in that he can now send the National Guard to Portland. All I can say right now is thank God. This whole thing has been fucking ridiculous. As I mentioned before in a previous video, once the president claims Title 10, he gains control of the National Guard. So the fact that this was blocked for so long, I honestly do think that it was just Trump waiting for this shit to get appealed. Because obviously these people are just going to keep doing it. They're just going to be blocking and blocking and blocking and blocking and blocking. And it's just not like the shit was just going to keep going on. So now we're going to have the National Guard in Portland. We're going to have the same shit that happened in like Memphis and fucking DC, where you can get a bunch of these people making TikToks about how nice it is. Because the National Guard's actually going to clean up shit. They're already doing shit in DC. They're actually picking up the trash on the streets. They're actually cleaning up the city in Washington, D.C. They're actually seen with like trash bags and actually cleaning up the goddamn city, removing needles and various amounts of trash left by the homeless there. And it's nice to see. So I'm really hoping they can get Portland under control. Because a lot of the shit I do is watch both like Democrat news stations and, you know, Republican news stations. And the Democrat ones never go into the fucking shit that happens at night. They never go into the shit where there's people throwing fireworks at the fucking building. You know, and shit like that. They never show it. So it is nice to see that now maybe Portland can actually be cleaned the fuck up. The mayor needs to be fucking arrested. I'm sorry. I don't usually advocate for that kind of shit because it's kind of just like that. I hate using this word. It's dystopian, and it's fucking like 1986 shit. He needs to be arrested. I'm sorry. The fact that he's blocked the National Guard, he's actually turned the Portland police against federal agents. Yeah, no, actually, the Portland police need to be arrested too, because just the other day, there's an activist that actually assaulted a federal officer, and the police actually stopped the federal agents from arresting that fucking activist. They punched a fucking federal agent in the fucking face and proceeded to run behind the police where they actually protected this dude. So yeah, they need to be fucking arrested too. The entire Portland police force needs to be arrested too for doing that shit. For actually aiding and abetting a terrorist. So yeah, hopefully they can do that. And again, it does make me a little uncomfortable whenever I have to talk about this kind of shit about arresting officials. Because again, it is, like I said, dystopian, where it feels like there really is like a SS kind of situation where you're arresting somebody simply because of political power, but it's not like that here. The mayor himself has literally turned the Portland police into his little fucking he's literally turned the Portland police into like terrorists. Essentially, they are protecting the terrorists from ICE, despite the fact that it's ICE that have been attacked constantly at this facility. Many of the people who work at the facility aren't even ICE agents. They're just people who do like the finances and shit. They're accountants, and they can't even fucking leave without an escort. They don't deserve that shit. They're literally just working for the government. You're literally just working for the government. They're not fucking ICE agents. They're just accountants for the facility. No different than the people who are fired, quite frankly. Yeah, hopefully the National Guard actually, gets called in and the shit stops. Because honestly, I'm sick of every fucking newsfeed I get. It's another fucking horror story. So hopefully some good news comes out of Portland this time. But anyway, yeah, now that's going to be the end of the video. Like I said before, I'll probably do a video every 3 to 4 days, talk about a bunch of shit like I usually do. And that's mostly because I want to let shit sort of stew for a little bit so I have more to report on and talk about. But, yeah, and rant about. But, yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't, comment below about why not. But until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day or a good night whenever you're watching this. Bye-bye.